When Gideon is trying to make this very simple and say like, oh, listen, you believe in this, I believe in that. At this point, I would, be like, listen, dude, like, let's see if this is actually true, that this is just a matter of differential belief. So I left a comment on his video that I'm just gonna read real quick that really summarizes the way in which I approach people who use religion to justify not being vegan. So I said, as a good friend of David Rams and a fellow extremist, insane vegan activist, I will say that was a good ass prank, LMAO. But Gideon, referring to the mini debate you had with David, I have to say that the problem with appealing to religion to justify the mistreatment of others is that your religion could theoretically say anything. If, quote, God says it's fine, end quote, is the justification being used to mistreat animals, what logically follows from this is you accepting anything God says as moral. So if God came out tomorrow and was like, kicking dogs is all good, you'd have to accept that. This kind of position also puts you in no position to argue against other people from other religions justifying violence with their religion, because that's exactly what you're doing. Unsure if this is a position you want to hold, bro, lol.
Is something vegan good or justified because it just is, or is something vegan good or justified because someone says so? A lot of vegans are moral subjectivists, like the vegan in the video, so I'm going to ignore the former and focus on the latter, just like he did. Are individuals determining for themselves what's vegan, good or justified, or is someone doing that for them? Whichever you choose, the same issue applies. Tomorrow it could be said that kicking dogs for fun is vegan and good, and the vegan from the video would have to accept it. To give an example, many vegans follow the Vegan Society's definition of veganism. If that organization has the authority to determine what is veganism, then they could change the definition at any time to even include animal abuse. And all vegans who follow the organization and accept them as the authority on veganism would have to accept that. Nothing is really set in stone. If some things played out differently in history, Donald Watson and his friends could have had different definitions to begin with. And if someone can arbitrarily determine what is vegan and what is good, then why would I be in any obligation to follow that? I can have my own arbitrary thing, and then I can use what he wrote against him. This kind of position also puts him in no position to argue against other people from other versions of veganism justifying violence with their veganism, because that's exactly what he is doing. I'm unsure if that's the position he wants to hold.